I've been taking the entire last month completely off. Been snowboarding 13 years out in Colorado, stayed in a tree house in the Ozarks, and even sifted for gold and diamonds with my boys in an old volcanic crater out in Arkansas. But I am so happy to be back with you guys today. And just like our athletes over there competing for gold, we're going to talk about going for gold today. Stick around.
It's The Broker Show. We're talking real estate, investing, local market trends, feel-good stories, mindsets, and strategies for success. Let us know what you want to talk about, and chances are we will. Hosted by The Broker Joe and co-hosted by Etch.
Hey, everyone. It's The Broker Show.
And we're back.
We are back.
We're back. You're crying because we've been gone for so long.
I haven't seen you since 2001, bro.
Even if you're not. Wait, hold on.
It's so long. It's been a whole year.
Oh, my gosh.
It has. I mean, like you said, it's been a month.
It's been a month.
And we've been, well, you've been doing way more than I have. I've been just trying to, survive COVID and just chill. So here we are now.
This dude's been going through it over here. I mean, COVID got a hold of him, and everyone had to take care of him. You know, everyone had to plow the driveway for him
I know, right?
and take care of the dogs, and he had to stay home from work, and he had to watch Netflix for days on end.
Surprised
it's terrible.
I'm still married.
It was terrible. Absolutely terrible. Yep,
but we got through it. We're good to go. I'm happy. I'm good. I'm blessed to have the support staff around me that I did while I was going through it. My wife is outstanding. Even my youngest daughter was stepping up and doing things that normally she's way not interested in doing. And so props to both of them, and a lot of love to them for taking care of a man who acted like he was probably going through some type of pregnancy labor.
I see. Yeah.
The pain and everything.
Isn't that the stigma for guys when we get sick? It is. It's part of the role that we play.
Yep.
It's part of our recharge, right?
It is.
It's kind of like, you know how guys, when they go to the bathroom, they get that special 20 to 25 minutes that they just really, really need every day.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
And so, getting sick, COVID, cold, whatever it might be, it's like that. For us, it's just the extended version. We need that 5, 6, 7, 10 days, just kind of reset.
I'll take it. When I went back to work, I went to all of my employees and I said, hey, who wants a 5-day vacation?
Come here and give it a kiss.
I licked your doorknob. You're welcome.
Oh, man.
But we are back. We're excited
back.
to be back. There's a lot in store for 2022. We've discussed a lot behind the scenes about what we're going to do in the future here, and as the title has
going
said,
for gold.
We're going to go for the gold in our own right with this podcast.
Absolutely.
But we're going to also talk about today how you can go for the gold in your own life. And our boy Broker Joe here, he's got it all set and figured out as to how he's going to explain
Not even
this, right?
close.
No?
Not even close.
All right,
No.
That's
But
okay.
we will take a stab at it. And first, who's watching the Olympics out there? I know that there's been a lot of controversy. Mm-hmm. We got one of the Russian gal skaters, bless her heart, sounds like she came up positive for some drugs. This kind of cast a cloud over. Back in Sochi in 2016, anyone remember? They drilled a hole. They literally built a building next to the testing site for the drugs. And for the performance enhancing drugs, and they drilled a hole through the wall and would pull dirty samples in and pass clean samples out. Cannot make this stuff up.
Wow.
Only in Russia, literally only in Russia.
Idea
that is exactly what they did. I'm not making it up. It's all over but not a lot of people know actually.
Right.
So, but that is what happened. And so since 2016, since that occurred, Russia has played the Olympics underneath what's called the ROC, the Russian Olympic Committee,
I saw that.
which is still just like Russia's playing in the Olympics. It's
right.
just only they don't raise the flag, play their national anthem when their athletes win.
I was wondering about that because I was like, why is it the ROC? I didn't understand that.
There's just been a lot of drama, and it's in China this year, and China has some human rights question marks out there. And so anyway, that all being said, there's some pretty cool stuff going on. And what blows my mind about the Olympics, I'm going to cut right to the chase. I don't know out there if you've ever if you watch the Olympics or don't care. I'm certain there's certain names that have crossed your news feed, your Instagram feed, your Facebook page. Names like Shaun White, right, and Chloe Kim and Michaela Schifrin and Bodie Miller. Some of these incredible all-time athletes, right? So these are all people that have, mega deals with whether it's Nike or Red Bull or any of these other, companies that slap their name and their likeness all over their products and pay them big bucks. But at the end of the day, how did they get there, right? The stories behind the Olympians are absolutely incredible. I have a friend whose daughter was in the Summer Olympics in Tokyo last Summer Olympics, right? She's a skateboarder, right? This is just 2 years ago. And she's incredible. She didn't win medals or anything like that, but just knowing someone that was there and knowing kind of the journey they went through, what's going on behind the scenes is we tend to see the podiums, the huge jumps, all the flags waving, all these things going on. But what is happening behind the scenes is a journey of grit and grime and many times despair and discouragement that we cannot fathom what these athletes go through. So, yes, a lot of these medals lead to fame and fortune, okay? But again, I just named 5 athletes, and I would be hard-pressed to name more. Can you name 50 Olympic athletes, right?
No, but I did have a friend from my graduating class who was in the rowing when it was it? I don't even remember which one it was. It was like back in like 2008, I think it was.
Yeah.
Somewhere around there. I think it was 2008. He was in the rowing competition.
The skull? Yeah. Was it the skull?
I don't know which one it was. I know that he was like, I don't know, some coxswain, something like that.
Gotcha.
He did.
Yeah.
So he didn't win he didn't win a medal or anything. But you know who did? And shout out to this dude right here because a friend of mine actually went to school with him. He's a Youper.
Oh, yes. No way.
Nick Baumgartner.
All right.
So
you go, Nick.
He and Lindsay Jacob Ellis.
Yep, Lindsay the snowboarder,
Yes, they were snowboarding in the snowcross.
Yes, correct.
The doubles or whatever it was. I forget the exact
I know
term.
exactly who you're talking about, and he is from the UP.
40 years old.
Yeah.
And he just won gold with her.
Which
is awesome,
yes,
dude.
in the team event, right?
Yep.
And it was snowcross?
Snowcross.
It was snowcross. Yes, which is is this the first year they've ever had snowcross?
First one.
And first one ever.
I don't know if it's going to be his last Olympics, but he's 40.
He's 40 years old.
And he's done, he's won
this
worlds.
guy, you know of this guy, or you have a friend that knows this guy?
So 2 of my friends went to school with him up in the UP.
You're kidding me.
My buddy Joe and my buddy AJ. And they know him because they were like, oh yeah, we went to school with them.
Okay, you guys have to go watch this guy.
Super
this is
cool.
a grizzled,
awesome
such a grizzled dude. This is just.
I love him. I think he's
a bad
super cool
man out there. It really cool, and it's a really cool sport. The snow cross, very very unique, right?
Yep.
Combines elements you typically only see skiing.
It's pretty cool.
So these guys, they spend all this time. This guy from the UP, like, did he win gold?
Yeah, he won gold with her. Yep.
So the United
First
States.
gold.
The United States Olympic Committee pays $37,500 for a gold medal.
Wow.
That's the bottom line, right? They pay $22,500 for silver and $15,000 for bronze.
Gotcha.
Right?
Yep.
So that's what the U.S. Olympic Committee pays. Beyond that, typically the U.S. Olympic Committee, of course, when you place, you do tryouts, you qualify to go into, the competition.
Yep.
They pay for your travel and your lodging, all that. But beyond that, if you don't go out and get sponsorships, you don't
make anything.
You don't make anything. Mm-hmm. You dedicate 4 years of your life, practicing and spending a lot of money. You know how much money these snowcross event fields, they don't have anything like that in Michigan.
No.
Nothing like that. Right? So they have to fly and travel to go practice in this environment, right, to get used to this sport, and where they don't have equipment just sitting around everywhere. That's why so many of these boarders and skiers you see here, they're all from Alpine, Silverthorne, Aspen, right? Yep. They just friggin' move there because that's the only way they're going to get in the reps they need to be able to compete. So they do all this for years and years and years, and a lot of these kids, they're 16, 17, 18 years old. They're living with mom and dad, just living the high life. They get to go and snowboard all day. Yep. But at the end of the day, the amount of work and dedication is unbelievable, and you have thousands and thousands of athletes from all over the world all competing for this gold medal that is, $37,500 for a gold.
Yeah.
That could be if like Schifrin, right?
Yeah.
She's doing this downhill slalom, and if she's 0.4 of a second behind the leader, she's off the podium.
Yeah, nothing. Yep.
0.4 of a second.
That for nothing.
This is in a 1:45 downhill ski. 0.4 of 1 second is the difference, right? One little nick, one little nudge, I didn't get out of the gate quite fast enough or quite as fast as I did last time. It's just unbelievable. The microseconds, millimeters that separate gold, fame, fortune from off the podium, never winning anything, walking away empty-handed.
Yeah.
And, when you think of real estate and the fact that the median average home price in the United States is $369,000, $37,500 doesn't seem like a whole lot of money.
No, not at all. And speaking of like the podium and stuff, that snowcross race with Nick and Lindsay, mainly Lindsay's first or second run. I forget what it was. This semis, I think it was. The Italians were like right on her.
Yes.
And they wiped out. One of them landed on top of the other.
They even reviewed it to see if she nicked him or something.
Right. And it was like all this big thing. And it was like, holy cow. But again, something like that. You train for all that time and then disaster happens.
Yeah.
And all of your work seems for nothing.
For naught. It happens all the time.
And it's... you still made the Olympics. Come on. And it's funny because we sit here at home. We're like, oh, did you see that guy? Oh, what a whatever.
Yeah, sure. Easy for us to say what a loser, right?
Come up and do that? There's no way. And that's the funny thing. I'm like, oh, yeah. Oh, look at that guy. Look at that guy.
Yep. I think
I deal with curling the most.
I think we're gonna roll some great video from my trip of me attempting a backflip.
Yep.
Right about here. So you guys enjoy that.
Okay.
So for real,
I was just saying.
my friend did this amazing backflip. We're at 13,100 feet elevation, and he wanted to do this backflip, right? He's an incredible athlete. He does double, triple backflips and corks off of these jumps out there. He's 22 years old. He's like this big, right? So he's doing this, and everyone's videotaping, and we're up at crazy elevation. When else are you going to get to do this, right? And so he's doing these, and so I got in there. I was like, all right, I'm next. And the only one who knew for sure that nothing was going to happen was my brother, okay? Yeah. Both, I had my two brothers, and both of them were like, no, he's not. No, he can't. Everyone else around was like, really? Oh, sweet. And I walked up there, I was like, and my two brothers like, no, he can't do that, no. So you saw what I did. So yeah.
I'll give you the gold, buddy.
Okay.
Because it's let me just put it this way: you went up higher than I would ever attempt to go up.
It was pretty amazing.
I mean, especially with my COVID lungs right now, I would not even make it up probably about 1,000 feet without being like.
There are searching for inspiration. It sounds like a far-fetched ideal, pie in the sky, right? But we talk on the show so much, guys. I talk about this so much. This is big on my heart. Why did I leave for a month? Why did I go? What was I doing? I was searching for inspiration. I was clearing my head. I was clearing my palate. And I was just letting creativity flow back through my heart and my mind. A lot of prayer, a lot of just time and quiet. I took a whole week just completely by myself. This was in the treehouse. It was incredible. And so, but being up there on that mountain and, looking at the mountains below you, I mean, this is going to sound absolutely ridiculous, but for a moment, Etch, for a brief moment, I was like, I can do this. I can go to the Olympics. Yeah.
And then reality strike.
Reality does set in after one day up there in those conditions. You get back to the room and you feel like you're 70 years old, or a bad 70 years old. But at the end of the day, a lot of inspiration does hit you when you reach and you push, and you strive for some things that people around you think it's scary, think it's intimidating, think it's daunting. There's this thing about desire, right? And back to the Olympians, they want the gold. There is something so pure about wanting to win that their desire drives them, right? We make so many micro decisions every single day that are based on money, based on affordability, based on routine, necessity, just day in and day out, just trudging along. And these guys, they're breaking all the rules to go for gold. expectations, the chances, they're not sitting around weighing the odds, right? They're breaking the odds. They set the odds, man. It's inspiring. It's incredible. And so in such a, we don't have to be super athletes and compete for the gold. We all have our own goals, our own gold in sight that we really, really wish that we could reach out. We'd have the guts to reach out and go for. Desire, in my mind, it's either intensifying or it's waning. All the time. All the time. Whatever it is that you desire for your life, I've got a lot of new goals. I said I got a lot of things on my mind, things on my heart. But I just really wanted to start out this year by saying, guys, I'm going for gold this year, and I would love to see you go with me. And there's some changes, and I'm not saying you might see all of them here on the show, or they would all be visible. A lot of them have to do with me and my family and my relationships and my home. But I want to continue to feed desire for these good things, for these great things. And I don't want to, I don't think mediocrity is anywhere in my vocabulary or my blood, but I don't want to settle. I just don't want to settle for it this year.
Sweet. So this year, what you're committing to then is buying us a dual bobsled and taking it for the Winter Olympics next time.
I'm assuming, am I the pusher? Am I the pusher?
I'm good at that. That's
okay,
cool.
Okay.
I'll be the steering guy.
Okay. So, Etch, I was really thinking curling. Okay.
Dude,
okay.
I've talked to my wife about this.
Oh, my gosh.
I said, seriously, babe, if we could get a curling team, like a league or some type of here, let's train you how to do it here in our small city of Big Rapids.
Yeah.
I don't care if it's a Ferris state. That's fine with me. I want to get a curling team together so bad. I look at those.
Do you know there's one in Midland?
They're doing that. I don't want to drive that far.
I know. I don't either. But
right here.
But
man.
we could talk to them.
I
tell you what.
I'm in.
GoFundMe page. Etch and Joe in the Olympics.
I'm in.
Curling.
I will even grow a mullet to go with this
2026.
I'm in.
Let's go.
Yep.
It's in Italy. You ever been to Italy?
It's one of my bucket lists.
Okay.
Yep.
Curling in Italy. Let's do it.
I'm in.
All right. We'd love to hear your votes if you think Etch and I should do this. Hey, thanks, guys. We didn't, we kept it light. We kept it loose. We talked about gold. Gold's fun to talk about.
So how do you, let's explain also, though, how do you go for gold in your life?
So
give us some insight.
Yeah. So again, just coming off of a month of being out of the daily grind and the daily routine, going for gold is like this, and that's a great question. So when I get into my routines have been engineered for me to succeed, okay? Now, the type of work that I do, and especially as a business owner with a lot of employees and a lot of responsibility, there's always, the perfect week does not exist. It never happens. But on my calendar is a perfect week. I have a vision of my calendar. It's literally here. I can pull it up right here. Mm-hmm. If I pull my calendar up, you can see all this right here, and that's my perfect week. My perfect week has my exercise and my time with my family and my time with my boys and my time with my clients and my time in prayer and everything that I prioritize in my life to run my personal life, my spiritual life, my family, my businesses, my dreams and goals, everything that is there. There has never been a single week in my life that has been perfect. Never once, because something always interrupts it.
Usually me.
But the perfect but the perfect week is my baseline, right? Yeah. It's my guiding star. So I know that here's the path, and even though I wander off the path, I have that grounded, that foundation, right? That goal moving forward. So, but my week has changed. My ideas, my thoughts, my dreams have evolved. They have grown. They have matured, right? Mm-hmm. So the reason they've matured is because I've taken time to step away and step back and look at what's going on. Look from the outside in, right?
Yep.
And so we've talked about that here on the show so much about a business owner, right? Being able, if you're able to walk away, you have a business, right? If you're not able to walk away, you have a job, mm-hmm. right? To create something you can walk away from and look back at and analyze from the outside and then reorganize and re-engineer. So going for gold is saying, here's where it gets really, really tough, right? You know what was incredible about Shaun White was that this guy, he brought snowboarding to the scene. Mm-hmm. No one knew what it was before he showed up, right? Here he is, the flying tomato. And then it's on the scene, and now he has thousands of teenage boys. Now he's 24. You got thousands of 16-year-olds.
24?
No. I'm saying at the time he's 24. He's 30. He's 30. He's like 35, right? 36 now.
Yeah.
Right. So then
he just retired.
Also, yeah, he did. So he's got thousands of teenagers competing, and these guys are from everywhere you can imagine. They're out there every day, and his body's aging, right, and breaking down. And he's got to compete newer, bigger, better every single year, right? So that's where the real exhaustion sets in, and that's where your mettle is tested. That's where my mettle has been really, really tested, is I've gotten to a certain point where I've been out of time. I've been out of energy. I've been out of focus. Nothing in my life is getting the best of me because I'm spread so thin. And so me saying, there's a lie that I can't, it's ridiculous. I can't step away. I can't walk away. I can't take this time to myself, take this time off. It's unbelievable the clearness of vision that we have when we can step away. That's going for gold to me, is continually resetting, continually reevaluating, continually refocusing, and making sure that we're making the little adjustments in our lives that we need to make to press onward, to get better. Like Shaun White has for 4 Olympics, 16 years.
Crazy, huh? 16
years, he's gotten better every single year. He's been pushed. And the thing is, good is not good enough if you're going for gold. It's not good enough. You can't just be good.
No.
You have to be the best, right? So gold, what is gold in your life, right? What represents gold to you? What feels like gold to you? That's the beauty of it. We're all different, right? We all have different dreams. We all have different goals. But, don't settle for bronze or silver. Let's go for gold. Whatever that means, whatever that looks like. And for some people, it's a long, long journey. Look at this guy, just won it when he's 40 years old. This Michigan dude, 40 years old. Way to go, Nick. Congrats to him.
That's crazy. I mean, I can imagine doing that. I'm 40. I can't imagine doing that. Like, I really can't. Like, my gold for me is completely polishing off like a 2-pound steak at the Sizzler.
Hey, that's incredible. Like, that is absolutely incredible.
or finishing off the hot wing challenge or something like that. Like, mine is always food based. It's just how it is. But regardless, whatever it is that's gold in your life, continually seek it, I think, is the message that we're trying to get across here. And keep pushing. Whatever it is that you're going through. I mean, it could be a personal struggle. It could be something that you have a goal in mind. One of the things that I talked about on my morning show today was, did you know that the average person's bucket list now has changed from being like, oh, I want to do this before I die. And usually you think like, okay, as you get older, right?
I hear it coming.
The average age is 49 that people want to have their bucket list completely marked off.
Isn't that incredible?
I'm sitting here going, okay, what is my bucket list? But I found that my bucket list and the things that I want to go for gold in, like as far as that goes, are and my goals that I want to reach. I don't just have like, here's my one bucket list. It's like, okay, I want this experience. Like, here's my travel bucket list. Here's my concert bucket list. Here's my cuisine bucket list. Yeah. Like one of the things, like we talked about Italy. Yeah. One of the things that I want to go to in the worst way is I want to go to Italy, and my dream is to have an old Italian woman invite me in with my family and be like, hey, sit down, I'll make you food.
Come in, so my cuisine.
I love it. I think that's that's my bucket list. Yeah. And that would be things that I would look at and be like, okay, I got to success enough in my own right, in my own mind, to where I've reached all the gold that I can possibly get. And I don't mean like financially or anything.
Of course, yeah.
I just mean like certain milestones that I want to hit to where I'm like, okay, like you said, you can take a step back and take that time to sit things out on your bucket list and hit them off. So, I mean, I'm never going to hit mine at 49. But people are changing. You're evolving, like you had said. So whatever it is that you're trying to reach for, whether it be a vacation with your family, more time spent with your family, if that's the goal in your life, do that. If it has to do with your business, keep on pushing. If it's a new venture with somebody else, keep pushing. Like you said, don't settle for silver.
I think that no matter who we are, there's gold around us every single day. This is something that I've said for a very, very long time, this exact statement, the about the gold. Find the gold in your life. Find the gold in your home. Find the gold at work. And that, in a really, really simple way, is what we're talking about. Mm-hmm. And we don't have to have necessarily these huge lofty dreams, but what I really do believe that if we don't learn to make the most of the moments that we have right now, that we're never going to get where we want to get. We're always going to be reaching, searching. We're always going to feel dissatisfied, discontent, right? And so there is so much gold around us. Just getting to play ball with my boys last night, right? And that's gold, just digging gold right there. So, and that's going to give me a return for years and years to come, that relationship building. So some of the best gold you can ever get.
Speaking of, just to bring it full circle here,
Yeah.
and I don't know if you want to end it with this, but did you find any gold or diamonds when you went panning?
We did not. We did not. So here's how this went. When I told the boys, I kept it a little secret, right, from the boys. But when we went down there, I said, boys, we are going to an old volcanic crater, okay? And we can show some pictures here. Yep. Old volcanic crater, and we're going to sift this crater for diamonds and gold, right? So an average of 2 diamonds are found every single day there. If you've never been, you got to go. It's an incredible experience. I went down there. My boys are like, we are finding diamonds right now. Right. I mean, they were immediately like, we're smarter, we're faster, we're stronger, whatever it takes to do this diamond thing, we're better at it, whatever it is. So we go down there. And we rent this equipment, right? All this equipment, sifters and, different grain sizes and buckets and all this stuff. So we go out into this crater and there's people already. It's early morning. People out there, And as SpongeBob would say, 1 hour later, both boys are like, is it lunch yet? I still feel the disappointment.
Right?
I still feel the disappointment.
Just stake to the heart.
I was like, what?
You had a Clark Griswold moment.
I don't know why I thought it would be different, Etch. I thought it would be different. I thought we're going to be here all day.
Yeah.
These boys are going to buy in, and we're going to seek for diamonds and gold. And we're going to get dirty, and we're going to get, a little cold, and we're going to get hungry, but we're searching for diamonds out here. Boy, was I wrong. Boy, was I wrong, boy. And by 9 o'clock, both boys are like, is it lunch yet? And I'm like, guys, it's 9 o'clock. Okay, I mean, how long are we really staying? And I'm like, we're staying till they close. So, oh my gosh, what I proceeded to do to entertain them for the next 3 or 4 hours. We even went and ate lunch in town and drove all the way back. You know what? I'm not even going to get into it. We left at 12:45. Left at 12:45. No gold and no diamonds, Etch. No gold. I'm going by myself next time.
Take me. I'll go.
You know what? I'll take my daughter. My daughter will hang with me. You know what? Me and you, Etch, we'll go all day long.
I would go for a whole week,
all day long.
To put it into perspective, my parents, when I was in, 3rd, 4th grade, somewhere around there, taking a family trip. First time I'd ever gone on a family trip outside of the state of Michigan.
Yeah.
They're like, we're going to go to the Outer Banks of North Carolina.
Oh, yeah.
Like, yes.
You were searching
we're
for
gonna go fishing. We're going to go clamming. We're going to go crabbing. We're staying in this, they called it a cabana. Yeah. Which was like a house on stilts.
Oh, a house on stilts. Yeah.
I was so pumped. And I was like, this is going to be a lot of fun. And my mom's like, do you realize that's where Blackbeard has his treasure? Oh, son, let me tell you.
How old were you?
I was like 3rd, 4th grade. So I had it in my mind
that you were going to find it.
I could find Blackbeard's treasure.
Of course you could. You're you're in 3rd grade. You're invincible.
Yeah, it's going to be
absolutely.
Easy.
Yeah.
So I see as I'm going out there.
Yeah.
I had in my mind, and it didn't even have to be Blackbeard. Mm-hmm. I was going to find pirate treasure because I started reading. And I started reading
pirate
about
treasure.
all this because it's the graveyard at the Atlantic right around there.
Of course.
It was crazy. So I'm like, I am going to find at least 1 shekel of pirate gold.
Yep.
That was like the Goonies to me.
Yeah.
So we're driving by, and I'm like, Dad, there's a sign that says there's a shipwreck right there. We got to go to it. He's like, we're going to the cabana first.
Oh, my gosh.
So we keep driving. Keep driving.
Yeah.
I never got to see a shipwreck. And I would say from the Outer Banks of North Carolina, all the way until we went to SeaWorld in Ohio.
Yeah.
On the way home. I cried the entire time because I didn't get to see a pirate ship.
Etch, I feel like you still. I feel your wound, Etch. I feel your heart.
I'm still like.
I'm so
to
sorry.
this day, I'm telling you.
I am so sorry.
If we had a shot at going out and being like, we're going to pan for gold.
Yeah.
I would go with you, and I would stay there until I found the smallest nugget.
Yep.
And I'd be content with that. I would be down with that.
I'm still pretty disappointed. It's been a couple weeks and I'm still super.
I would be.
You know what? It's okay. It's okay. If I could duplicate my 9-year-old's face, like literally, we had not been there for an hour and a half, and he's sitting on a mound of dirt, right? And he's got his shoulder. He's hunched over, right? He's just like this, like he's gonna die, like he's gonna absolutely melt. And it's like there's no diamonds anywhere, and he's thinking there's just gonna be glowing diamonds. I'm like, Zeke, your dad hits a golf ball into the woods right there. Like, it's right there. I can see it. I can see where it was. And we could go, and I searched for it literally for freaking 20 minutes till everyone's so mad at me. They're 2 holes away. That's my life, right? And so you thought we were going to come out here and find a diamond in an hour? Like, son, settle in, baby. Settle in.
That's the point where you just take a bunch of cubic zirconiums and you just toss them in there and be like, hey, they found some. There you go. All right, let's roll.
As bizarre as it is, Zeke is looking over by this culvert.
Yeah.
And he comes running, and he's like, this is like around lunch.
Yeah.
Right? So he comes running, and there's this perfect little fake diamond. And I'm like,
yes.
Are you kidding me? And
Somebody
he kind of knew it was fake. He was like, I found this. And I looked at him like, oh my gosh, this got to be fake, right? This perfectly cut, And so when we went in for a break, the gal at the front, I'm like, hey, look what we found out there. I'm like, what's going on? And she goes, oh my gosh, parents come out here all the time with their kids. And she goes, and they have all these fake diamonds. And she said, I'll see mom like holding them back and distracting him, and dad will be out there running around like throwing fake diamonds here and there and everywhere. So that way the kids go out, and she goes, they'll scream and yell. And she goes, people come and complain to us all the time and say that there's people out there and they're disruptive and they're letting their kids believe. She goes, it's not our job to judge.
Yeah.
It's not our job to judge. So, yeah, that literally happened.
That reminds me of my brother and I. My dad, he's a freak about picking up pennies that he finds on the ground.
Okay.
Like, I mean, if
pennies?
there's a penny, or any type of
penny
nickel,
saved,
like
son, is a penny earned.
He used to have a jar full of pennies that he got so mad at me because I used them all and I rolled them up to rent a game from Family Video once. But he had like all these saved. And one time my brother, he was visiting from college and we went out somewhere, and my brother took a bunch of pennies and he just started tossing them around. And my dad is going around and picking it. I don't believe there's all these pennies around here. Look at all these pennies I'm finding. My brother's just whipping pennies everywhere. And I was like, you're such a jerk, but I love this because we just watched my dad for about 10, 15 minutes finding. He's like, ooh, a penny. Ooh, a penny.
Oh, my gosh.
It was the greatest thing. One of my favorite memories of my dad.
That's an amazing memory. When I was a kid, and again, when I was a kid, I lived in northern Maine, no running water, no electricity, way back in a little log cabin. And so we had this horrible mosquito problem when my dad decided he's going to pay us 5 cents per mosquito that we killed.
Oh, wow.
Okay. So the first night,
back then.
the first hour, no mosquito in the house survived. I mean, me and my brother were like stacking it. We were like carefully killing them, stacking them all up. Like we were poor as dirt. Mm-hmm. So my dad's offer was like, we're going to be friggin' rich.
Yeah. Right.
So we came up with about $15 worth of mosquitoes. Yeah. Incredible. All through the house. So, I sat there. I was maybe 7. Ben was 5, and we couldn't find any mosquitoes.
Yeah.
So we sat there and thought about this problem, and then my entrepreneurial mind kicked in, I opened the window, and we shut the lights out in the room, opened the window, held up one of those like a trouble light. We had an old trouble light. Yeah. So we went downstairs, grabbed the trouble light off the back porch, held it up by the window, and just pulled the mosquitoes in. And we did this till the wee hours of the morning. We had a friggin' pile of mosquitoes, Etch. And when my mom came in the next morning, Dad was gone cutting wood. Mom came in, and she looked at that pile and said, Something is amiss. Something is fishy here.
I love it.
We did not get paid.
No.
Should have gotten paid for just the brilliance of the idea.
I would have paid for that. I mean,
7 years old.
Absolutely.
Me and Ben acted like we had no idea what they're talking about.
Of
what
course.
are you talking about?
Yeah. What's the light
These
doing up
mosquitoes
here?
were all in our room.
Yeah.
Anyway, hey, thanks for listening in, guys. It's good to be back.
Good for story time.
We're getting the vocal cord stretched out, getting everything stretched back out. Looking forward to spending a lot of time with you in 2022. Look for some new things coming. And if you haven't already, go check us out. Instagram, The Broker Joe, Facebook, The Broker Joe, but most of all, YouTube. We would love to see you there. And we'd love to see some comments. Comment on some of the content if you like it, you don't like it. Either way, we love to hear from you. So,
absolutely.
But that's all for now. I'm The Broker Joe.
I'm Etch.
And we're over and out.